Today we're going to be making spicy honey soy chicken, which sounds delicious, doesn't it? Going to make it with some rice, going to make it with some veg. So let's get into it, lads. No stuffing around. For starters, actually, you know what? We might even make our own rice too. Why not? We'll get that started first. Now, I know people probably think that cooking rice sounds easy, but there's a few little things you should do when you're cooking rice in the old rice cooker. Well guys, I lied. We're not going to use a rice cooker today. We're going to be lazy and we're going to just use one of these little daddies. One of those little cup of rices. There's like 100 grams of rice, like 200 calories, goes well. And we're all about speed on this channel anyway, so we don't want to be wasting time making rice, all that jazz. We just get a little packet rice. So what we're going to do is what I said initially. What did we say? Spicy honey soy chicken. So in the sauce, let's just get a bit of honey in there. I don't know, just like 100 grams of honey. Actually, probably not 100. That's probably like 60 grams of honey. And then we'll probably do equal parts of sriracha. Just so you guys know as well, just winging this sauce. I've never made this sauce before, but I just thought it sounded nice. So we've got honey, about 60 grams of honey, about 60 grams of sriracha, a bit of soy, a bit of premium soy. Can't ever go wrong with a bit of soy sauce, lads. Probably equal parts of this as well. I see everyone do this. They put like sesame oil in it, so we'll just put a few drops of sesame oil. Why not? Can't hurt us. And then a bit of rice wine vinegar. A couple of drops of that's probably too much, who cares? So I'll probably just microplane a bit of garlic in there and then also a little bit of cornstarch just to like make it thicken so that it makes like a juicy sauce that like sticks to the food instead of just like draining off everything. So what I'm doing, I'm just cutting the edges off this garlic and then just peeling them. Probably should have just done the old smash technique. It just makes it so you can easily get the skin off. Bloody beautiful, mate. So with this meal, I'm probably not going to really add much salt. Oh, actually, you know what as well? I'm going to add a bit of white pepper to this, but won't be adding any salt to this because this is already very salty, all the soy sauce that's in there, so won't have to go silly with that. I'm just going to give that a little bit of a stirry stir. This in there as well, a bit of corn flour. Not heaps, just like a little dribble of corn flour, just so that it thickens up nicely. And then a bit of white pepper, just for a bit of zing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to chuck some vegetables in the microwave. Just this Chinese stir fry pack here. Probably use like half of this, I reckon. So just get us a little bowl, dump a heap of that in there. Now all I'm doing is just microwaving it for a little bit so that it cooks a bit better in the pan when I go to cook it later. So I'm only going to put it in the microwave for like a couple of minutes. But what I'm also going to do is get a bit of fresh broccoli in there with it as well. Not heaps, just like a few florets because I just like broccoli. It's nice, it's low calorie, it's good for you. Adds a bit of volume to your meal. And then that's just gonna go in the microwave for like 3-4 minutes just to steam it all. Get that frozen touch off everything. And while I'm just stuffing around, I'm gonna also get green pepper or a capsicum and a red onion. I'm probably just gonna use half this onion to be fair. And like we don't need to be too serious, just like a rough chop. And then I reckon we'll just use this entire capsicum or green pepper, whatever you want to call it. And then we'll just... So I was thinking about chopping this chicken up into small pieces, but I'm thinking I want to make this video look fancy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to like leave the chicken kind of whole. And it makes it easier to cook the chicken nicer as well if I leave the chicken whole. Get rid of a few little minging bits. We don't like minging bits of chicken, do we guys? No minging. I'm just going to butterfly this. Butterfly and then just give it a little bit of a beat down. And then we can start getting the stove preheated here. We don't want it on really high heat because we don't want to ruin our pan. So we just put it on like low to medium. And then I will be cooking up this chicken in a second. I'm going to prep it to have a bit of meal prepped food later, but for the time being, we're just going to let this preheat. Get a bit of oil in the pan. This is what I normally do when I'm cooking a big batch of food, just cook these veggies off a little bit. It's actually good that we've done that because it's going to buy a bit of time for the... Alright, so this is probably nearly done. It's got a bit of a nice char on this. Nice little char on that. And then I'm going to just transfer that onto top of all these veggies here. So we are, just going to chuck these two. I'll probably only eat that for this meal right now, but I'm going to end up cooking up all of this chicken for meal prep after I've finished eating anyway. Oh, that's a good sizzle. You know you're in good hands when you get a nice little sizzle like that. Have that spread out evenly. How's that looking? Okay, that probably looks alright. You probably flip that. Probably not as much browning as I would like, but that's alright. Put those daddies. Alright, so how are we looking here? Probably ready nearly to flip. So what we might do now is just get a bit of the sauce. Just dribble a bit of sauce on here. And this is going to thicken up in the pan pretty quick, this sauce, so I'm going to use a fair bit actually. Put that on there, put that on there. And then we're going to dump all our veg back in here. Just give her a little tossy toss. And then we're going to actually add a bit of this sauce into these veggies as well. We'll cut to whenever I feel like this is done, and then I'll show you the finished product. And here we are, plating her up. Now I've made enough here to be able to last me for the next 3 days of lunch, so I'm going to be excited every day. Look at that.